Hi, my name is Grant Waite and I'm here with my teaching partner, Joseph Mayo. We're going to discuss what we believe is a very important topic with TrackMan, and that is spin loft. So Joe, can you define spin loft for us?
Absolutely, Grant. Simply put, spin loft is the angle that is formed by the dynamic loft and your angle of attack. And spin loft is important because it is the most important factor in determining the spin rate of your golf shot. Data tells us that the average club golfer swings his driver at approximately 95 miles per hour, and his angle of attack is 2 degrees down. So we're going to have you demonstrate that scenario, and then we're going to measure it on TrackMan and see the ramifications of it.
Great.
So Grant, come on over and let's have a look at the numbers.
All right.
All right, your club head speed was 93.7 miles per hour. And as we talked about before, the average golfer swings his driver at about 95 miles per hour. So you're right there. Your dynamic loft, right here, this number is 8.1 degrees. And Grant, that's not very good. But we're going to talk about the hows and the whys in a second, but yeah, that's a problem. And moving over here, your angle of attack was 3.3 degrees down. So you're pretty close to the club golfer who's hitting down about 2 degrees.
So if we were going to have a representation so I can see that,
yeah,
can you show that to me?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So your dynamic loft, which is the top rod, was 8.1 degrees. Your angle of attack, which is the bottom rod, was 3.3 degrees down. So let's assume that angle was your spin loft, which is approximately 12 degrees, and it produced a spin rate of 2248. This number right over here?
Yep. Okay,
that's your spin rate. So we know that spin loft produced that spin rate. Now that spin rate is excellent. So we don't want to change that, which means we don't want to change the angle between these two rods, these two vectors. Right. But Grant, you're not launching this ball remotely close to high enough. This dynamic loft is far, far too low. So what we've got to do is this. We know we have to launch the ball higher, which means we have to increase dynamic loft because that's the #1 factor that determines how high you launch it. But remember, we don't want to change the spin rate, which means we don't want to change this angle.
So really, bringing that together, what I've got to do, the spin loft number in itself here at 12.2 is actually ideal. We just have to orientate this whole thing more up in the air, and we're going to do that through our angle of attack, correct?
Perfectly said. If you take this angle and you move this rod higher, look at the bottom rod. Do you see how it comes up with it?
That would be ideal.
You got it, because now you're launching the ball high in the air. To hit it high and far, you have that controllable spin rate of about 2200, but here's the key, Grant. You got to hit up to do it.
Okay, let's see if we can do it.
All right. Grant, come over and let's take a look at this one.
Okay, what do we got?
Grant, this is fantastic. All right, you just swung the golf club, basically 95 miles per hour, which you hit it on the number of what the club golfer does. Now, your dynamic loft in this one shot to 18.1 degrees.
Yeah, I might have hit just a touch high on the face, so yeah, the vertical gear effect just maybe cause that to go up a little bit.
So when you hit it above the sweet spot a little high, it kind of launches a little bit higher. Well, that's fine, that's fine. But look right here, Grant, your angle of attack went from 3 degrees down. Let's go right here. Let's look at the one before. 3.3 degrees down.
Yes.
Right there.
Yep.
This one, 3 degrees up. So you basically changed your angle of attack 6 degrees.
Yep.
Now the spin loft, remember, is dynamic loft minus angle of attack, that angle. The one before, Grant, I believe was 12.2 degrees right there. So the spin loft went up just a little bit, but the spin rate didn't increase because of what you just said before. You hit a little high on the face. No big deal. But Grant, look at this one. This is amazing. You launched this one at 16.6 at approximately 2200. The one before, you launched at 6 degrees at approximately 2200. The one before, Grant, you hit it 193.6.
So over here.
Isn't that amazing?
Okay, so that's my carry right there. Yep.
You hit it 193.6.
Yep.
And Grant, the second one, you hit it 238 yards at basically the same speed, basically the same spin rate. The only thing that changed, as we talked about before, was this bottom vector went up, the top vector went with it. So the spin loft was aimed more into the air. You launched it higher, low spin. That's the key to hitting the ball far.